Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that comes up a lot in comments, and I see it on on Twitter. And it's the question about, are prop firms regulated? And I want to shout out these two companies, Trade Day and Earn the Trade, because they're one of the few prop firms I see even mention the topic on their websites. A lot of other prop firms don't even have it anywhere, in any form. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the response to this question by Earn to Trade number one and then Trade Day number two, and kind of go over the issues that come up for traders in understanding prop firms because of this. So the question is, are you regulated and licensed? And this is to Earn a Trade. And their response is, we are an educational institution and do not require licensing by any financial regulatory authority. That said, of course, we are still regulated by all the same laws that any non-finance related companies must follow. Meaning, no, right? So we're gonna go to Trade Day, and it says, is Trade Day regulated? As Trade Day is an educational and mentoring platform and a proprietary trading group, it does not need to be regulated or licensed. However, as a proprietary trading group, we take our legal obligations to abide by exchange rules and regulations and the associated CFTC trading rules very seriously. All traders requiring funding will take a training course educating them in the relevant rules and regulations and will sign an agreement acknowledging they understand the rules and will abide by them while part of the Trade Day trading team. Are Trade Day partners regulated? Trade Day only trades regulated products on regulated venues. Trade Day only works with regulated brokers. And part of why this is a question is, in many ways, prop firms operate like other kind of financial companies, whether we're talking about banks or brokers, in that there's an agreement that either I'm going to earn or I'm going to deposit money into an account, and they're going to be taking custody of my money, right? So when you're in a prop firm, if you earn money according to the agreement you have with them, they're holding your money for you. Like, that's the agreement. And I see a lot of people question this all the time. And the question is, well, how do you pay me on a sim account? Now, Trade Day, I know for certain, once you're in a funded account, it's live. And I believe Earn to Trade also, their program is a path to get you to a live account. But the question that comes up from a lot of traders is, okay, if my account is on sim and the money I earn in there is simulated, how are prop firms able to pay out that money? And a lot of people speculate as to how they're able to do it. A lot of people say, well, they're taking money from people that failed evaluations and giving it to people that passed evaluations and are earning money and withdrawing from some accounts. And in a lot of ways, that could sound like like a casino. A casino is where losers go to give money to winners, and the casino takes their cut out of it, right? Now, I can't say that's how it works because I don't know. I simply don't know, and if I don't know, I don't know. But I wish that prop firms could kind of do a little more to explain to people, the magic behind it, right? Because I think for a lot of traders, this is a huge concern. Like, let's say you have an account with a prop firm and you make no withdrawals at all. You don't want to withdraw any money. You just want to see how big you can grow the account. If you're viewing this prop firm like a bank, you want to know, what are the odds of this bank failing? And in a bank situation, a bank would fail when there's a run on the bank, when more people come to withdraw money than the bank has, available or can get access to in a short term. So for prop firms, if there's a really good trader that comes along and just blows it out the water and makes tons of money, how are prop firms paying out these people? And I've seen some prop firms talk about how they manage this risk. Like, I've seen some prop firms mention that they're able to like duplicate trades from some accounts into their own personal accounts at the company to kind of hedge that risk. But I wish more prop firms would be transparent about that. Like, how do they manage the risk of somebody in a sim account uh, fairly generating substantial profits and they want to withdraw it? Is the money really coming from the sign up fees from failed evaluations? But also, I want to also kind of make it clear to people that prop firms view themselves as educational companies. Like, when they're charging you the fee, they're charging you the fee to help you become a better trader. Like, that's how they view themselves. They all mention it. We are an educational institution. So when you're paying for a prop firm, you're basically paying to take a course, and it's just a course where it's simulation. It's kind of similar to like pilots, right? Pilots pay money to go to like a school to fly a fake plane, and they do that enough times, and then they can fly a real plane. So I think prop firms view themselves in that way. But where it gets tricky for traders is the part where, okay, if I'm generating money in the sim account, can I trust it to stay in there? Like, a lot of people don't like withdrawing their money. Like, they might want to build a bigger buffer for their accounts to where they feel comfortable that they're not going to blow it up. And it's just, people want to know that their sim earnings is safe. And like, what's the possibility of waking up one day and your prop firm that you earned X amount of dollars in is going bankrupt and they can't make payment to traders? But that is why I like these two firms right here, because they claim that you are in a live account from day one, which is, I think that kind of takes away that concern. But I do believe that there are a lot of similarities between prop firms and other regulated financial institutions like brokers or banks, and even maybe the casino. I wouldn't make the casino comparison, but I've seen it before. I've seen people make that comparison that, a lot of prop firms operate like they own their own casino and it's their rules and they choose who to pay out. I don't believe it's like that. I think most prop firms are pretty fair and reasonable, but I just wish there was more transparency on, like, one, what percentage of their income or revenue is coming from evaluation fees and resets, and then what percentage of their revenue is coming from traders giving them 20 or 10%. And also, like, how is their balance sheet? I'm not saying like tell everybody exactly how they're doing business and what's making them competitive, but from a financial perspective, I think it would alleviate a lot of concerns from traders to know that their money is safe if they had access or was able to view, the balance sheets, or even figure out the sources of revenue for majority of prop firms. Now, I think the business model as it stands is fine. Like, I don't necessarily think that I've seen enough bad actors to where I feel like they need significant regulation. I just wish there was a little more transparency of their financial health and also the sources of revenue. Because I feel like if you are with a prop firm and you discover that, let's say, 85% of their income is coming from evaluations and reset fees, you might really have data to tell you, okay, the rules with this firm is geared towards increasing that number, versus a prop firm where they're really more about nurturing and supporting traders and helping them to become better. More like the example of the flight school, except, I just feel like to know a little more about, you can know a lot more about a company by seeing where their sources of revenue are. And, it just helps you to really kind of feel like where their focus is on. If a company's focused on getting me to reset or getting me to do an evaluation, and that's the majority of their business, maybe that's not a firm I'd want to be with for the long term. But from the education perspective, all prop firms are basically allowing you to paper trade. And if that's what you're looking for, which is like access to sim or like paper trading account, you can do that for significantly less money by just making a regular prop account. Like NinjaTrader and Tradovate offer sim accounts for free with their funded accounts if you put like money in your account. So I think there are cheaper ways to go sim if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for a realistic prop firm or a firm to grow with, I think it would be a little more helpful if firms were a little more transparent about their sources of revenue, um, as well as maybe their financial health. Not like on a regular basis, maybe like once a year. Just I know a lot of them now tell us how much they paid out for last month or last year, or they show us the top withdrawals in a certain period, and that does help a little bit to say, okay, well, there's some money there. Um, but I think just having a better understanding of the picture, because even though they are educational institutions, they're also financial institutions in the sense that, you know, they're holding money for their contractors. And um, I think there's like a little bit of trust that has to be on both sides for it to, continue growing. Like I want to see prop firms continue to grow. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's better for most people to learn this way than to lose their own money in the beginning. But that's my opinion. If you guys have any questions or comments on this, please feel free to leave a comment. I will also ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.